everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you some hydrangea cuttings that I've been rooting in water, and I wanted to show you that these are just little pieces of my Tuff Stuff hydrangea that kind of broke off as I was planting them, and I kind of took these pieces and I just decided to stick them in water just to see what it was gonna do. And I wanted to share with you that it is producing all these roots and new buds on this plant, and this is the other one, which was pretty much just, let me get it out, it was pretty much just a stick, and look at all this new growth on this shoot that I just placed in water. This one has a little bit of roots already started as well, so very exciting to see this. And what I'm gonna do is, it's fall now, so I think I don't have enough time to put this in a pot and see what it was gonna do, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to directly try to stick this in the ground so that it can establish for the next few weeks before the cold sets in. And Tuff Stuff is a very hardy hydrangea, very cold tolerant hydrangea, so I think these may be okay. Like this one is already changing its fall colors in this water, so which is very exciting to see. So I am going to get this in the ground and I'll show you where I'm putting these, and I'll keep an eye on it, what it does out here. I think they will be fine. The weather isn't that cool yet. It's slowly starting to drop in temperature now, so I think if I let it adapt to the cycle outside now, it may have a better chance next year. So this was just an experiment, and I'm excited to see that this is growing really well, and I just wanted to show this to you and take you along with my little experiment so that I can track this next spring, summer, and see how well these plants do, or if they survive the winter, and if this was successful. So I will show you where I'm going to plant these. To show you, I planted one of the cuttings in this bed here. This is a very shady bed, gets part sun mostly in the morning, and it's under a couple of maple trees, so it is a tough spot for a lot of things to grow. I have slowly some plants that are starting to grow in here, which are mostly hostas, and some fern, and I have a little bit of this ground cover vinca. So I've put this plant in here. Hopefully this will be okay here. I know Tuff Stuff can do okay in shade. It is one of the more shade tolerant hydrangeas, as well as it does okay with root competition once it's established. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm going to keep it watered, and I'm going to make sure that it is settling in this fall in this spot, and I'm hoping that this takes off and grows much bigger next year and is able to establish in this location. Like I said, it was just a cutting that felt like I broke off a stem as I was planting my other plant, and I thought it would be a good idea to try this experiment out and see if it works. And if it does, I would get a couple of free plants, and being able to grow them in spots that are more challenging and experiment in those. And maybe because they are really small, they might get established in a tough situation a lot quicker than if I'd had to dig a really big hole to put a big plant in here. So I'm just going to give it some water, and just, you know, I'm going to keep it monitored and see what it's going to do. And I'll show you where I put the other one. The other one had less roots and more leaves, so I'm hoping and that it will survive. I'll show you where I put that one. The other little baby that I put out here, and this one makes me a little bit more nervous than the other one because it's really tiny and it had just one set of roots forming. So I'm hoping that, you know, that it's able to settle in this new spot, and also that this is a shady location, so it's not really going to hopefully experience much of a shock, and it can get adapted to these outdoor elements easier. It's just an experiment. I'm going to see how it does, and if it does do well, it is going to fill out that area, which will be perfect. So I'm going to see, and I'll keep you updated next year how these plants do, or even later in the fall if they are going to survive. We'll see. Maybe they'll put on a little bit of growth. I'm not sure. So that's it. I just wanted to share this with you, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video with me. Please subscribe to my channel for more updates. Thanks so much for watching.